The Gallery by Rog Phillips. Narrated by James Christopher Gibson. I was in the midst of the fourth draft of my doctorate thesis when Aunt Matilda's telegram came. It could not have come at a worse time. The deadline for my thesis was 4 days away, and there was a minimum of 5 days of hard work to do on it yet. I was working round the clock. If it had been a telegram informing me of her death, I could not have taken time out to attend the funeral. If it had been a telegram saying she was at death's door, I'm very much afraid I would have had to call the hospital and order them to keep her alive for a few days longer. Instead, it was a tersely worded appeal.
Arthur.
Stop.
Come at once.
Stop.
Am in terrible trouble.
Stop.
Do not phone.
Stop.
Aunt Matilda.
So, there was nothing else for me to do. I laid the telegram aside and kept on working on my thesis. That's not as heartless as it might seem. I simply could not imagine Aunt Matilda in terrible trouble. The end of the world I could imagine, but not Aunt Matilda in trouble. She was the classic, flat-chested, ageless spinster, living alone in the midst of her dustless bric-a-brac and spode in a frame house of the same vintage as herself, at the edge of the classic small town of Sumac, near the southwest corner of Wisconsin. I'd visited her for 2 days over a year ago, and she'd looked exactly the same as she had when I'd stayed with her when I was 6. And there was no question that she would someday attend my funeral when I died of old age, and she would still look the same as always. There was no conceivable trouble of terrestrial origin that could touch her, or would want to. As it turned out, I was right in that respect. I was right in another respect, too. By finishing my thesis, I became a PhD on schedule, and if I'd abandoned all that and rushed to Sumac the moment I received the telegram, it could not have materially altered the outcome of things. And Aunt Matilda, hanging on the wall of my study knitting things for the Red Cross, would attest to that. You, of course, might argue about her being there.